Hey there, I'm Wendy Bounds. Happy President's Day. I hope you have the day off. I'm working, but I'm also drinking. That makes it a little bit better. We have a bunch of new videos coming up for you right now. Now, if you're lucky enough to be sitting there in your country home, you are not going to want to miss this next segment. It features our Wall Street Journal House of the Day country retreats. They are amazing. Check it out. Now, a federal holiday is a great time to watch a die-hard movie marathon, or at least catch up on all the Oscar contenders. Our own Rachel Does, she's going to walk you through two of the Best Picture nominees. Both of them star Angelina Jolie's better half. Let's take a look.
Camera mark.
Moneyball is the long-awaited cinematic adaptation of a best-selling book by Michael Lewis.
Peter Brand. Really? How are you? Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you.
The film stars Brad Pitt as Billy Bean, who is the manager of the Oakland A's. He's kind of an anti-hero. He doesn't give inspirational speeches. He's afraid of going to games. He's very superstitious. There are a lot of scenes featuring him and his co-star Jonah Hill sitting around looking at computers, and some people have criticized the film for being a little too inside baseball. Baseball movies don't have a great track record at the Oscars. If a sports movie wins for Best Picture, it's typically a boxing movie like $1 Million Baby or Rocky. Tree of Life, I think, is the most divisive of all of the Best Picture nominees. Depending on who you ask, it's either a feat of filmmaking or a self-indulgent abomination. This film also stars Brad Pitt. He plays a dad in a stern father in the 1950s, and the film mostly takes place while Sean Penn is on an elevator. Sean Penn plays the adult version of Brad Pitt's son, and he has flashbacks, and it's about family and life and the meaning of life, and it even goes back to the dinosaurs, which was very confusing for some people and amazing for others. Tree of Life was directed by Terrence Malick, who is notoriously reclusive and doesn't like to attend award ceremonies, so if it wins, he probably won't be there. He certainly wasn't there in Cannes when the film won the Palme d'Or.
And unless you have been locked away in that country house for the last 2 months, you have undoubtedly heard of basketball legend in the making Jeremy Lin. One of the hottest videos on WSJ.com in the last week was that of Spike Lee, the filmmaker, poetry slamming his love for the New York Knicks star. Watch this.
It begins with Jeremy and ends with Lin, all right?
All right.
Jeremy is leaving ankles broke Lin. Jeremy, I take down my career highs like the walls in Berlin. Jeremy, who's Dow Rivas? I got my own island. Jeremy, I managed on the point guard I was ready and willing. Jeremy, I move so fast, I must be on Ritalin. Jeremy, hang my jersey from the ceiling. Jeremy, Harvard basketball, schooling.
And finally, if one day off from work is not enough, it's not enough. How about 6 months? Our own Steve Yoder took himself out of work, took his son out of school, and traveled for half the year in the Middle East and Africa. Here's a clip. So Steve, we're in one of the worst job markets of our lifetime, and you decided to leave a great job as a bureau chief in San Francisco for the Wall Street Journal to yank your son out of school for 6 months and travel to Africa in the Middle East. Was this just a midlife crisis gone amok?
Well, if there's one thing I learned from this, Wendy, it's that when you have a pipe dream and it's crazy and it doesn't make any sense and is ill-advised and you're never really going to do it, sometimes you really just have to go and do it. This all started when I was sitting next to Levi. He was doing his homework on the computer. I was plunking around on something one night, and I suddenly turned to him and I said, "Hey, Levi, how about if you take 6 months off of school, I quit work, and we go travel someplace?" And of course, it was a complete fantasy and wasn't going to happen. But then as we started talking about it over the days and weeks afterwards, we realized that both of us were feeling a little bit entrenched in our routines and maybe feeling a little need for something new and something different. And so the idea grew from there.
And you have a wife, and you also have 2 other children as well, and they did not go with you on this trip, is that right?
That's right. It was just Levi and me, although they all encouraged us to go.
And how did you decide why Levi, he's your youngest son, why him? Why not bring your wife as well? Why just the 2 of you?
Well, my wife couldn't leave because of her job. And I had always wanted to go with the entire family. My wife and I had talked often about taking time off of work, traveling around the world with all 3 of our kids. And then one day I kind of woke up and realized that 2 of my kids were in college. It was probably too late for them. I had one left. He was a teenager. And if I didn't do this quickly, I was going to be running out of time, and I had to do it now.
You can watch the rest of these videos right here on the Wall Street Journal YouTube channel. I hope you will click to subscribe. Make sure to leave your comments below and click the like button if you see something you like. I'm Wendy Bounds. Please join me on Facebook and Twitter. I will see you back here tomorrow, and I promise I'll be sober.